Welcome to this UASMaster video tutorial. In this video we want to show you how to set up the temp folder structure, and therefore what you need is to open any project that you have. You can use the demo data. I will use here our demo data, the Ramsey dataset, and when we open the Ramsey dataset we can find then in the options preferences. And here in the preferences, you can change the temp folder structure. By default, this is set to the system's temporary directory, which means you will find it here in C users, your login name, app data, local temp, UASMaster, and this will always be overwritten. That means if I open project A, then I process in project A one process step like the georeferencing part, then the temp folder is filled, then I run the next step, perhaps the point cloud generation, then this temp folder will be overwritten with the next part, then I process the auto photos, then the temp folder again will be overwritten with the next files, and the previous files are eliminated. If I would open project B, then also project B would write into the same directory and overwrite the previous generated files. If you want to keep your different processing steps with the temporary files, because there are some log files included in it, and so this helps for advanced processing and also for advanced administration, then you can also say I want to store it in the project directory, and for each process I want to generate an individual subfolder. This takes of course much more space on your disk, but if you have the disk space, then this helps you for evaluating different steps in your process. In our video tutorials we also will sometimes take a look into these temporary folders, mainly into log files, which then are for advanced processing and advanced also evaluation interesting. And then we can say okay, and then this setting is stored on this computer, on this machine, and therefore whenever I process now here on this data, then there will be always these folders generated in my project folder itself. In some cases, when at organizations, not always you have the permissions to store in this user-defined folders, then you can also create your own user-defined directory and then store into this user-defined directory, which then also could be, for example, a different disk drive, because the system temporary directory is always on your C drive. And therefore this would also allow you some flexibility. But our recommendation would, if you have the disk space, to write it into your project directory, because then for each project you will then have your individual temp folders, and also to have backups so that the different steps, typically georeferencing, camera calibration, point cloud generation, autophoto generation, will then be stored in individual subfolders, and then you can always access these temp folders and take a look at the log files. I hope this helps you to set up your temp folder structure for UASMaster. Have a nice day.